It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your golden acting a little grumpy? Does your tuxedo kitten need some real therapy? Are your pugs behaving like thugs? Well, if you love animals, I'm assuming you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and really want to understand your dog and cat's behavior as well as they get yours, if you want to find out why your dogs behave a certain way or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. That is America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch, bring those amazing little furry buddies of yours with you, and once again, let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. As I said, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and lifestyle show. If you're new to The Pet Show, what we do here is help you resolve any issues you may be having with your dogs and cats. A lot more likely, any issues your dogs and cats are probably having with you. It's usually the guardian's fault. Like any good therapist, when in doubt, I'm going to blame you. If you're new to The Pet Show, what we do here on The Pet Show is we help you resolve any issues, whether it be jumping, humping, digging, scratching. Your dog doesn't come when you call him. You can't take him for a walk. Your cat scratched your favorite chair, peed on your bed. That's what we do here. We'll help you resolve any of those issues you may be having with your pet. And if you're new to the show, just a reminder that I've been doing this for a whole lot of years, well over 42. Everyone that calls into The Pet Show and actually gets to talk to me live on the air today will be getting a pretty amazing gift. Don't get excited. You know it's not for you. It's for that beautiful dog or cat sitting with you right now. And again, I'm not giving away biscuits here. Thanks to some of my amazing sponsors. Everything I give away is worth as much as $25, $35, $45, even $50. So everyone who calls into the show with a question or a comment, you want to share a story about a newly rescued dog or cat, or talk about a cat that you had when you were younger, or a dog you had when you were younger, or an experience you recently had with your pet, or want to find out how to stop them from humping and jumping, now's a great time to give me a call. As I said, if you get through to the show live, I will send you a fabulous gift. So I guess my next step would be to give you the phone number, wouldn't it? Oh, by the way, you can listen live on YouTube, too. You can watch me do the show. You can see the mug behind the microphone. And I'll take some questions on my YouTube channel as well. It's simple enough to get there. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Very special, a very, very special podcast on my YouTube channel with my nephew, Michael Rosenbaum. I'll talk a little bit about that later. Again, the number here, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-KRLA. If you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. Let me tell you what I have planned for today's show. Do I sound like a broken record here? You know I'm not going to get to all my topics. Just a reminder that whatever topics I don't get to, you can go to my YouTube channel and they'll be posted there after the show, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So here's what I want to talk about today. You know, I've been working with animals my entire life, professionally, well over 50 years. I mean, well over 50 years. And I wanted to share this with you. So why does your dog not do what you want when you want him to do it? Sometimes they're perfect, but when you want them to do it, sometimes they look at you and say, you're talking to me? So why does your dog not do what you want when you want him to do it? What do the words generalization and fluency, two very important words to animal trainers and behaviorists, what does generalization and fluency have to do with getting your dogs to listen? Stay tuned. I will share that with you coming a little bit later. And also coming up, if that wasn't enough, what is the chest snooze? Do you know what a chest snooze is? And why do cats just absolutely adore, love falling asleep on your chest when they go to sleep as well? Why does your cat, what did you say, Alex? Your cat's, well, that's because you're not a nice guy. I'm going to tell you why they do it. And maybe it's the way you breathe. Maybe you need to see a doctor, Alex. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to talk about why cats fall asleep on your chest. I call that the chest snooze. The chest snooze. Also coming up. Have you ever, I'm preaching to the choir here. Have your pets help your pets cope with you? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Here's the question of the day. I get busted for this all the time. So let me share this. Is it just me or is it you guys as well? Do you talk more about your pets to friends and workers than other family members? Do you talk more about your dog or cat than your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandparents? I do. Every word out of my mouth is about Molly and Willie. So do you talk more about your pets to friends, workers, and other family members? Give me a call. If we get to talk, I will send you a super duper gift. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA. The phones are jamming up as they always do. But let me kind of leave you with this. And if you want to talk on this, you can as well. How are you behaving around your dog? And what are you doing that may hurt your dog's feelings? You know, a lot of people don't realize our dogs are very sensitive. And sometimes the way we behave around our dogs, and our cats for that matter, can actually hurt their feelings. So you ever hurt your dog's feelings? What do you think you do when you hurt your dog or cat's feelings? What have you done? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the show. So much good stuff to cover with you guys today. So how about I shut up and start with a phone call right now. We go to my friend Karen in Los Angeles. Hey, Karen, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thank you for taking my call. I have a beautiful rescue cat named Buddy. I rescued him about 10 years ago off the streets of Hollywood, and he's turned into quite a love. But he's having bathroom issues. He's having diarrhea on and off, and he keeps getting an overgrowth of Clostridium perfringens that's coming up on the fecal sample.
Not uncommon in cats. Not uncommon in cats. So what is your vet doing at this point?
I don't know. We've tried so many different things. I mean, he's been on antibiotics. He's on another antibiotic now and an anti-parasitic, even though he doesn't have parasites. He's an indoor cat. I'm trying to change his food. I'm doing all sorts of things at the same time.
So, but see, that's part of the problem. When people get frustrated and they start doing all these different things, I'm going to change the food. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You do nothing more than confuse the cat and really depress yourself. Here's what I would do. Mm-hmm. I'm going to answer your question as if what's your cat's name?
Buddy.
Buddy is now my cat, okay? So if Buddy were my cat and I was running into this same problem with yours, this overgrowth thing, I would, and you're going to your vet and you're not getting results, why would you not get a second opinion at this point from a specialist?
Yeah, I probably need to go to a specialist.
Yeah, the reason I say that is people don't understand, and my YouTube people don't understand that very often it's going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you more stress, and from my perspective, even more stress for your dogs and cats, if in fact you're not resolving the problem. Now, not all problems can be resolved, but I know, for example, there are so many of my listeners I've been going to the regular vet, which is a great thing to do, but I'm not seeing the results. I said, well, get a second opinion, go to a specialist. The results come in. It may cost them a little bit upfront more, but the bottom line is, in the long run, they're going to save because they're not going back over and over and over again. And more importantly, they're resolving the situation with their cat. So I think in your situation, with what you're telling me, a second opinion is definitely warranted. You definitely want to see either a specialist or at least another general vet that can give you another opinion in terms of what's going on.
What is the specialist that I would go see?
An internist. You can go to an internist. You can go to just a regular. You can go to another regular vet. But I just want you to get a fresh look at the cat and see if something comes up differently.
Yeah. Okay. That's good information.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need to know. How old is Buddy?
He's anywhere from 11 to 13.
And does Buddy ever sleep on your chest?
All the time.
There you go. And I bet you don't know why, do you?
I don't know. I thought maybe he's feeling my heartbeat or something, and that's soothing him. Or
not bad, Karen. Not bad. Maybe the heartbeat has something to do with it, but you have to stay tuned now. We're going to talk about it later. But I'm going to put you on hold. And for him, for Buddy, what do I want to send Buddy? I got to be careful of what I send Buddy. So I think what I am going to send Buddy, Gosh, I'm going to send you some kitty lickies, okay? Kitty lickies for Buddy on their way to you. Give Buddy a big hug and a kiss, and bless you for rescuing him. You know, it's so important. I don't know why people, listen, I love veterinarians. I deal with them every day. But I don't know why some people think that if they ask their vet to recommend or to get a specialist or a second opinion, why they would be upsetting the vet or hurting the vet's feelings. That's not what's going on here. The bottom line is that, like, your, at least my listeners, this show, your dogs and cats are part of your family. And it's to give away. I got Arthrosuit Gold for your dogs and cats' hips and joints. Copies of my best-selling book, Either Dog or Cat, I'll be giving away. Hemp seed oil, Lucy pet food, kitty lickies. I just gave some away. Those amazing T-shirts. By the way, since I did the podcast with Michael, my nephew, which I'll talk about later, the shirts are jumping off. So if you want to get one of those shirts that say none of my friends walk upright, it just happened to be wearing one when I was doing Michael's podcast, check out the website, thepetshow.com. And just remember, if you want one of those shirts, that money goes directly to the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, the way to get through. Let me tell you about my buddies over at Lucy Pet Food. What an And we are back on the Pet Show on this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm Warren Eckstein. Got a question or a comment? 866-870-KRLA. If you want to ask me a question on my YouTube channel, feel free. We're kind of playing with YouTube a little bit, so it's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. The phones are absolutely jam-packed. Excuse me. So let me get right back to the phone calls. We got Chet, George, Linda, Sue, Patricia, Audrey. But right now it's Chet in Mission Viejo. Hey, Chet, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thank you for taking my call. Hey, I've got a problem. Hopefully you can help me with. And just a little bit of a backstory. I'm a first-time dog owner, and I've had rescued this dog. And she was about 2.5 when I got her, and I've had her for about 2 years.
You adopted a 2.5-year-old dog? I love you already. I love you already, Chet.
No, she's about 4 now, but I've had her for about 2.5 years. And being a good first-time dog owner, I thought I was doing the right thing. I would walk her in the morning, and I'd walk her in the afternoon, and I would always treat her when she would do her business. absandmore.org.
A great organization. And did they give you any background on the dog at all?
Well, the dog was with a foster parent, and they had the dog for a certain period of time. She had her puppies with them. So, yeah, they gave me a little bit of background.
Here's what I want you to do, okay? The next time you take her for a walk or she pees in your backyard, I want you to kind of just take up that area where she peed and just kind of put it in a bucket, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to kind of spread pieces of that around the backyard, pieces of grass or dirt with her urine scent on them that she's already peed on the night before. Put those around the yard. The next thing I want you to do is when you go out in the yard in the evening with her, if you want to encourage her to pee out there, exercise her. Let's face it, after you run, after you play, you got to pee, all of us. So what I would do is take her out there, give her a little aerobics class in the backyard. That might be beneficial as well. Now, the other thing I'm going to recommend you do is take a water bottle, and in the water bottle, fill it maybe 50% with ammonia and 50% with water. Shake it up good. In the backyard, before you let her out, go around, spray just a small amount, spritzes around the backyard. From the dog's perspective, now it smells like there's been another dog there because of the ammonia. That may encourage her to go. Then she picks up on her own scent and says, I better claim this territory. Put those pieces together, and I promise you, within a short period of time, she'll be peeing in your backyard day or night.
And just one last question: should I kind of stop treating her when I do walk her when she pees and poops? Is that part of the problem?
That you're giving her a treat?
When she does her business, when she pees and poops. Have you ever
heard the term variable reinforcement?
From you, I have, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Then you're a smart guy. Here's what I want you to do. Sometimes after she goes, you can give her a treat. Sometimes after she goes, get down on all fours and give her a hug and a kiss. Sometimes a pat on the head, then give her a treat the next time. Variable reinforcement means there's no specific time when she's getting rewarded by the same thing. Rewarding her with different things, whether it be a hug, a kiss, a good boy, a good girl, whatever, and occasionally using the treats, and never do it in any type of order. Eventually, she'll get the idea, and the treats won't be necessary unless you want to give them to her at that point.
Okay, very good. I'll give it a try.
Don't give it a try. I'm telling you, it's going to work for you. But listen, in the backyard, follow my advice with the water bottle, with the ammonia and a little bit of the spray. That'll be beneficial. Take some of her urine, move it around the yard, give her a little aerobics class, and I promise you, she will be peeing all over your backyard, and you're going to call me up and say, how do I stop it? Don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold, and I am sending you for your dog. You sound like a really nice guy. You adopted this great lab. I am going to send you probably the most expensive thing I have, a jar of my own hugs and kisses, vitamin, mineral supplement treats out to you, Chet, and I do appreciate that phone call. Let's see. Let me go to Newport Beach, and then I'm going to get to Georgia and San Gabriel. But right now, let me go to Sue. Hey, Sue. I always wanted to say this. How, Sue? How do you do? Listening to little Johnny Cash.
Hi, I do fine. How are you?
I could not be better. What's up?
Okay, I have a little 8-month-old Havanese.
A little Cuban dog. Does he bark in Spanish?
Yeah, it does. and somebody told me it looks like I put fresh batteries in her. She has so much energy. So when people come by or I'm walking her, she tries to jump on them and she gets so excited.
And what do you do? What do you do? So when she goes to jump on someone, what do you do?
I try to calm her down, tell her, Holly, no. I pull on her leash to get her
Oh,
down.
shame on Sue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to you. Let me tell you why that's wrong, okay? The dog is. Let me give you all the. In fact, I just did there's a whole short on my YouTube channel specifically, so I have it right in front of me. I'm going to give you all the different reasons dogs jump. Okay, they jump on people for attention. They jump on people out of excitement. They jump on people because they're scared or anxious. They jump on people if they're trying to alert you to something. They jump on people if they're overstimulated. Have you taught your dog to jump? Have you encouraged the dog to jump and then praised them? So all those things are the different reasons. So I guess your problem is Warren. What do I do to stop it? Well, let me tell you what you do to stop it, okay? Here's the most important thing. Have you done any type of basic training with the dog?
Yes, but I've done it myself.
Okay, that's fine. People can sometimes do it better than trainers. So my question to you is, when you have a dog that responds with no distractions around him, and I'm sure he does at 11 o'clock when the news comes on, he's rin tin tin, but you take him outside or people come over. What you need to do is practice what you want him to do, not jump when people come over. There's a couple of ways to do it. Number one is really solidify your basic training. Have some close friends or neighbors come over and work with you, so when they walk in the house or when you're outside with the dog, you can actually work on the behavior training.
We had a play day with 3 other Havanese last week, and she was perfect. She didn't jump on the owners or anything.
Well, that's because she was distracted with the other dogs.
Gotcha.
So what I want, that's where this distraction therapy comes in, with that special item that she gets, work with neighbors. If you were to hire me as your trainer, I'm not available, but if you were to hire me as your trainer, what I would do, and what I've done with 40,000 clients over the years, is I would go to your home. I would ask you, what is the situation that you're confronting that's driving you crazy, jumping in your case? What I would do as the trainer, I would focus on teaching the dogs the basic, first with no distractions, and gradually increase the distractions. And then, as your trainer, when I came to work with the dog, I would confront the same situations on purpose that you confront, have people that you know walk outside so I can confront them. That's what good training is all about. Follow my advice. I promise you it's going to work well. She'll stop jumping. You'll be happy. She'll be happy. But just remember, when she's jumping on you, it's not to be a bad dog. It's trying to get closer to you or the people that she's jumping on.
Right. And really quickly, here's another thing she does when we let her outside. She picks up sticks and chews on them.
Maybe you should take some other things that she can chew on and place those in the backyard. In other words, if you were to go crawl around your backyard now, other than sticks, what's out there?
Just that, grass, and then...
Again, I'm saying shame on Sue. Put some toys in your backyard. Hide some stuff around the yard. Make the backyard interesting. It'll make all the difference. Well, I got a break, but I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want, because if I don't take a commercial break right now, Alex is going to yell at me. So let me break. We'll get back to your phone calls, I promise. We're going to get to George with his Zoomy call. We got Linda, we got Sue, we got Patricia, we got Audrey. Hi, I'm definitely earning my biscuits today. A quick break and right back to your phone calls. Hey, speaking about earning your biscuits, And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Before I go a little bit further, I want to just, I don't do a lot of self-promotion on the show, but I am going to self-promote this. A lot of you know that my nephew, Michael Rosenbaum, actor, director, producer, singer, does it all. He's best known for his role as Lex Luthor in the hit series Smallville. That's all over the world. He played Lex Luthor, had to be bald for a couple of years. Also in the Guardians of the Galaxy and many, many other movies that he's been in. He's been asking me to share my personal story for a long time now, as other people have as well. And I didn't want to do it. Well, finally, I decided, Michael has this incredibly amazing, successful podcast called Inside of You. It's absolutely incredible. What he does is he talks to celebrities and really gets to know them, every detail about them. Maybe that's why I didn't want to do it. Well, finally, I agreed, and I did his podcast. It downloaded on Tuesday morning, Inside of You. If you want to check it out, and I got to tell you, there's more personal information in there about me, suicide, I don't know why I shared it, but I did. It's absolutely pretty interesting, and the response has been overwhelming. Thousands and thousands of people. Check out Inside of You. Let me tell you how to go to it. You can go to my website, thepetshow.com. It's right on the front page, thepetshow.com. You can go to my YouTube page. It's up there as well, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Or you can go directly to Michael's, insideofyoupodcast.com, insideofyoupodcast.com. Now, many of you have been listening to me for over 42, 43 years. You watch me on the Today Show, on Regis and Kathleen Lee, on the Mickey Mouse Club, Our Magazine, God knows what. I've never, ever felt comfortable. I'm not shy when I'm on the air, but in life I am, and I don't tell a whole lot of people my background. Well, somehow my nephew was able to get it out of me on Inside of You podcast. So check it out on my website, thepetshow.com. You can go to YouTube, my YouTube page, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. By the way, if you go to my YouTube page, there's hundreds of tips there as well. Or go directly to Michael at insideofyoupodcast.com. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let me get right back to the busy phone lines here. Let's go to George in San Gabriel. His dog gets the zoomies. Hey, George, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you fine, George. What's going on?
Great. My wife and I adopted a beautiful little mini pit bull about 8 months ago. She's about 2 years old, we think. Her name's Lucy. And we generally take her on a walk fairly late at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And when we get back from those walks, she has a lot of energy, and she gets the zoomies. Now, I don't have a problem with the zoomies, but the fact is she gets very mouthy at the same time that she's got the zoomies, and she bites our feet, and she tries to tear up cushions on couches and on chairs and stuff like that. And she's really hard for us to control when she's in that particular mode. George. Those
zoomies. I hear more about zoomies than anything. First of all, I love zoomies. I enjoy zoomies. I enjoy the dogs having them. But I know what you're saying, though, when they become really orally fixed at the zoomies. So here's easy to resolve. Number one is what I would do is in the house when you come back from that exercise period in the evening and give her as much exercise as you possibly can, what I would do is find 2 absolutely amazing things that she loves, but she only gets when she comes in at night after that exercise and just as she's about ready to do her zoomies. She'll be so excited, number one, about doing some zoomies, but more excited about getting these 2 items that she only gets at that time. And as soon as she's done with the zoomies, they could put away till the next zoomie day. And if you do that consistently, that's the way to resolve it. Now, other trainers and behaviorists will approach it differently. Correct the dog. Tell the dog no. Put the dog on a leash and collar. The dog is doing the zoomies because she has energy to let out. So it's kind of like by correcting her is counterproductive. The zoomies are necessary. The zoomies are important, but I don't want it chewing on you. I don't want it chewing on furniture in the house. So finding those one or two special items, that's going to make a big difference for you. And also, it sounds to me like maybe if you can increase the exercise factor before you go to sleep, that would be beneficial as well.
Would you suggest that we use toys as one of the special things?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would rather use toys. I don't want you to use food. I want you to use toys. Because I want it to be the same items every single night. So if you have those toys, you can when she comes home and after you've walked her, you give her the toys to play with, and then after she runs around and zoomies with those, and you play with her a little while with those, eventually you'll note that when you start walking her and you bring her home, she'll start actually looking for those versus looking for other things to play with in the house.
Aha! Instead of getting mouthy with us, she'll get mouthy with her toys or something.
There you go. And some dogs are mouthy. I mean, it's not that they're doing anything wrong. They just happen to be mouthy dogs. But if you teach them what they can mouth on and what they can't mouth on, which is your hands, it makes a whole lot of difference in the relationship.
Exactly.
So, George, give it a shot. Call me back and let me know how you work. Give it a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on hold, and I know you have a dog named Lucy, so how can I not send you Lucy pet food for Lucy? Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Quick break. When we come back, we got Linda, we got Patricia, we got George, Dennis. I'm going to get to your calls. Be patient with me, I promise, and I'll give you nice gifts. I know the phones are jamming. I want to get to as many calls as I can, so obviously I'm not going to get to all my... Oh, by the way, before I go to a break, hey, Alex, I don't know if you saw this, but I posted this on my Instagram account this week and Facebook. Someone was asking me why their dog is constantly sniffing the bushes whenever they take them for a walk, especially sniffing bushes where other dogs have peed. And my response was, don't worry about it. When your dog is sniffing the bushes around where other dogs peed, all they were doing was simply checking his pee mail. That's right, his email. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. A quick break and right back to your phone calls. All right, here. All right, knock it off or we fight. You know my dog's better than your dog. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is the Pet Show. Got a question or comment? Great time to call me. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Even if you just want to answer the question, do you talk more to coworkers and friends about your pets than you do about other family members, those that walk upright? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-5752. Right now, we're going to go to Linda. Then we got Patricia. Then we got Audrey. We got Dennis. We got Teresa. We'll get to all your calls, but right now let's go to Linda in Los Angeles. Hey, Linda in Los Angeles. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you today, Linda?
I'm great. How are you?
I could not be
excited to talk to you.
Oh, it's just me and you. What's up?
And I was trying to get you off a speakerphone because I was listening to you. So I am craving to adopt a dog, and I have. There's reasons why I'm calling you. First of all, I've been listening to you for many, many years. I've loved pets since I was a little child, and but I've always had cats, and because even while I was married, I'm not married anymore, but and they've lived long, happy lives. In fact, most of them were cats in dog suits, and so. But I'm finally able to have a dog. But because of my age, I can't, it's not appropriate to have a puppy. So the first thing I needed to do, I have godparents for it that are amazing dog parents. And because if anything happens to me, I need to know that it's going.
So before you adopted the dog, you've already made the preparations.
I haven't adopted a dog.
Oh no, but I'm still saying before you adopt a dog, you've already making preparations for if something were to happen to you, that the dog would be taken care of.
As if I was going to have a baby.
Okay, perfect.
The same. As far as I'm concerned, it's no different than if I was going to have a child right now.
So, but let me just stop you. What you really need to do. Listen to me carefully. Stop for a second. Listen to me carefully. What you really need to do, even though you may have set up with people to take care of the dog, if God forbid something happened to you, you need to set up a living trust. You need to make it legal. I've heard people say, well, yeah, my friends are going to take care of it. They said they take care of it, and then something happens in their family. You need to set up a living trust with an attorney or paralegal to make sure that if, God forbid, something were to happen to you, the legality of finding that home or going to those people is there. So just that is an upstart for you. But, God, I know you had another question.
So, and also Delta is in my trust, by the way.
Perfect. Great group of people.
I've been donating to them for years. So I'm calling because so many, I do listen to you when I'm able to on Saturday mornings, and I know people have.
I'm going to run out of time. I generally don't give out names of organizations out here because I really don't know all these organizations, and some organizations have great reputations, and I love them all, but I can't do that unless I know the organization specifically. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Linda, is I got to take a break. I'm going to ask you to send me an email with your contact information. Send it to mail@thepetshow.com, mail@thepetshow.com. Send me that email. Tell me exactly what you're looking for, and let me get it out to the groups that I know.
Thank you. And I have the same vet for 40 years who has since retired. So, but everybody I know is a pet lover.
Well, there you go. So, Linda, let me do this. I got to move on. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of the book so when the dog comes, you know everything you need to do. But send me that email at mail@thepetshow.com, and hopefully I'll work with some of my groups. But I can't recommend a group unless I've worked with them before and know them pretty well. There's some great groups here in Southern California, and I'm sure we will help you find the dog for you. All right, I want you to listen to me carefully now. Ah, those bring back memories. Rin Tin Tin, My Friend Fury, Flicker every Saturday morning. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. We're going to break for the top of the hour just for a couple of minutes. But hang in there. It's just for a couple of minutes. When we get back, Audrey, Dennis, Linda, Teresa, Patricia, we'll get to your calls. I got great gifts for you. I know you've been holding for a long time, but time is what it is. Let me just mention this to you guys right now. Many dogs are subjected to unpredictability in their lives, and this can negatively impact them. By establishing a predictable routine, relying on consistent cues, and using positive reinforcement, it's possible to provide vulnerable dogs with safe and comfortable environment. These are for my listeners that have adopted dogs and older dogs and dogs with situations. With more structure and predictability in their daily routines, dogs can finally feel more secure, happy, and well adjusted. It is a win-win situation for all. So if you're adopting a dog, take into consideration we don't know their background all the time. Many of them were subjected to unpredictability and even some negatively things. So give them time, let them decompress, and if you follow the advice I just gave you, you will wind up with the most secure, happy, and well-adjusted pet you've ever had. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A real short break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And if you love animals, you have come to the right place. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, lifestyle show. Got a question you want to ask me, whether your dog's jumping, humping, digging, your cat is keeping you up at night, not using a litter box, scratched your favorite chair, your dog is humping everything. If you have a question or comment about your pet's behavior, great time to give me a call. I will help you resolve it. And at the same time, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat, many worth as much as $35, $45, $50. Or if you just want to answer my question, I'll take that too and send you a gift. Do you talk more about your pets to friends and coworkers than other family members? You talk more about your dogs and your cats when you're at work and to your friends than you do about other members of the family that walk upright. Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. The phone number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870 KRLA. That is the phone number. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away, including Lucy Pet Food, Hugs and Kisses, copies of my best-selling books, All Natural Flea Spray. If you have a dog that's scooting his butt, I got some No Scoot to give away, herbal flea spray, as I said. I have some anti-lick paw spray, hot spot foam, allergy and soft chews. Just lots of great stuff to give away. So if you have a question or comment, great time to give me a call. Again, that number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through to the show. We're going to get to you, Audrey, in just a second. Dennis, we got you. Teresa, we got you. Patricia, we got you. I do this. I mean, I'm probably one of those people. But here, I was talking to Denise about it. I've never worked in an office. I don't know how it is to relate to other people, only animals. I've never worked. I've always, when I was training, I was by myself. When I was running classes, so I never worked for anybody. So I don't know what conversations, what are the water cooler conversations or around the, I don't know. I've never worked. To me, my coffee was grabbing it at 7-Eleven at Dunkin' Donuts while driving all over New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. So I don't get the idea. But anyway, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Coming up, if we have time, we're going to take a look at why does your dog only do what you want when he or she wants you to do it. What are the terms generalization and fluency? Those are big words, but I think it'll explain to you a lot about how your dogs behave and why they behave in certain ways. A couple of warnings I want to give you guys. This just out the other day. You know, I live in Santa Monica, not too far from the beach. Pen owners are warned not to let their dogs drink seawater at the beach. Dogs that consume too much seawater can experience dangerous side effects, according to veterinary hospitals. They've issued a warning about letting dogs drink water at the beach. Seawater can lead dogs to experience serious kidney and brain damage. If your dog drinks too much, it can quickly become dehydrated, and symptoms can worsen if your dog isn't provided with fresh water. The high levels of sodium chloride, salt, in the seawater can disrupt the fluid balance in your dog's body, drawing water from the blood into your dog's intestines. So, you know, it's cute to let the dogs run on the beach, and I think the beaches should be open to dogs as far as I'm concerned. But if you have a dog, and some dogs are a little stranger than others, if you notice that he's going to drink the seawater, you got to stop that. It can be dangerous. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Audrey, Granada Hills. Hey, Audrey, welcome to the Pet Show.
Good morning, Warren, and thank you for taking my call.
It's my joy.
I really appreciate it, and yes, I do talk about her all the time.
Are you one of those people? What kind of dog do you have?
Well, we rescued from Foxy Hounds, thanks to Joy and Suzette. We rescued little Angel from. She's a Papillon.
Yeah.
And she is just. She's. You know, we lost Suki, which I called you about in December, and this little girl is just wonderful, and she's 4 years old, and she was just spayed on. She was just spayed on when 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks Wednesday. She gets her sutures out, and we love her. She's just wonderful, but we have two issues going on with her, and I'll be very quick. The first one is because she's got the sutures, we can't let her out in the backyard. The vet has said, no, you need to walk her on the leash so she doesn't get into any problem with issues. She doesn't. I've never had this issue. She gets distracted, Warren. She'll look around. This is not a dementia thing. She's 4 years old and some months, by the way. She looks around. She gets distracted. Today she just lay down in the driveway. I've never had this before. I don't know what to do to correct it. Whether she's in the backyard where I have her, whether she's in the front yard, it happens. So that's my dilemma number
I'm a little
one.
confused. No, I'm a little confused. What are you trying to correct her from doing?
I would like her to go potty. She just very seldom she'll go, but she doesn't. She's not focused on it. It's not like you take your dog out and your words from so many months ago when you said it's their walk, which I understand, but it's like she's not interested in that. She gets distracted. She looks around. She'll bark at people. So what I want to, am I doing something wrong to try to get her to go potty and do her?
No, is she housebroken pretty much?
Yes.
Leave it alone.
Yes.
Don't do anything. How long have you had her? How long have you had her now?
April 15th.
Okay, so you've only had her a couple of months. Give her some more time. It could take 6 months, 8 months. Give her some more time. Right now, we don't know her world before. We know her world now. Everything's distracting to her. She's never been confronted with all these new things. Your driveway, being treated nice, hug, whatever. Give her more time. You know, sometimes, and I adore you for adopting her, and Joy did a great job with finding the dog for you. But here's the scenario. Give them time. Give them time. Why do we assume that they're going to change on our schedule? Give them more time. In other words, don't do anything. She's going outside right now. She's taking a little longer than you want. I understand that. That will stop eventually. But right now, the world is a new place for her. It's a whole new world. The sun is shining. The moon is up. There's a squirrel over there. There's something. The neighbor's barking. There's a truck. All these things are distractions that she's probably never been exposed to on any regular basis. So of course she's going to be distracted. Give her some time. Let it decompress. You know, I just kind of talked about this a little while ago. So again, one of the reasons I talked about it is because I was talking about the concept of many dogs are subjected to unpredictability in their lives, and that can have a negative experience. So now we have a dog. I don't know the background, but we do know that the great home she has now. Give her some time. That's what she needs, some time. I would not try to correct that or change that behavior at this point at all. If you want, you may try to exercise her a little bit more before you take her out. Maybe chase her around the house a little bit. Get her exercised. Exercise will stimulate her to go. But as long as she's going outside, I think leaving well enough alone is the way to go.
All right. Well, I will leave the other question for next. But may I ask a question? Would it be possible to get some hugs and kisses for her?
Of course it would. Of course it would. Oh, you want me to send them to you? Of course I will. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on with Suzette. You already know Suzette. I draw the hugs and kisses supplements on his way to you, and I appreciate that call. You know, it's not too home, so give her some time. Let her be a little bit. She'll be fine. All right, the phones are jam-packed. Where am I going to next? We are going to... Oh, God. You know what? Let's go to Dennis. Hey, Dennis in Norwalk. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. This is Dennis. Listen, I guess about a while back, you recommend some chicken wire to go underneath for my dog, Roxy.
Yeah.
To prevent her from digging, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to keep buying that chicken wire because you find some other place to dig.
Well, have you given her a place to dig in your backyard?
If I remember correctly, you said to get a kid's swimming pool and put dirt in it.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Have you gone in there? Have you gone in there and put some of the dog's toys in there and made believe you were digging a little bit?
No, but there's another thing that's going on. She's been going against the side of the house, rubbing, and I know she does it because I caught her at it. Is it because she has fleas or skin irritation?
Well, it could be both. It could be either or both. I don't know. It could be if she has fleas, what I would do is take a white towel, roll the dog around in the white towel. If you see black specks on the white towel, take those specks, put them on a moist paper towel. If they turn red, you have a flea problem. One of the best ways to check for fleas, though, is just go to a pet store or go online and get yourself a flea comb. Take the flea comb, comb the dog with the flea comb, and you'll see if there are fleas fleas in there. So that's in terms of that. Now, in terms of the dog digging, okay, listen, you cannot teach a dog not to dig. What you can do is teach a dog where to dig. So by putting that pool in the backyard, that was a good start. I recommended that to you. Put the kiddie pool in the backyard, fill it with dirt and sand. But the most important part of that is to teach the dog to dig in there. I would go in there every day for 5 minutes. You might want to not let your neighbors see you. Get on all fours, bury some stuff around, make believe you're digging it up, tease the dog a little bit till she's encouraged to go there. And every time you let her outside for the next few days, go right to that kiddie pool and put something in there, getting her over to that area to let her dig a little bit. She will get the idea. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to teach. You just can't put the kiddie pool there and say, all right, go use the kiddie pool. This is for you. You have to actually show her how to use it.
Hey Warren?
Yeah.
One other thing. You mentioned something about shedding.
Yeah. Yeah, shedding is one of the biggest. How long ago did you call me, Dennis? How long ago did we speak?
Oh, I would say sometime last year, I think.
Oh, okay, it's been a year. Okay, so Dennis, if the dog is shedding or if the dog does have fleas, what I'll do, I want you to follow my advice with the digging. That's really, really, really important, okay? If you don't want the dog to dig all over the yard, you got to find a place and constantly make it interesting. Move the pool around a little bit. Don't just leave it in one spot. Move it around a little bit. So she's got to go look for it. Put her toys in there every day. She'll get around. In the meantime, what I'm doing is putting you on hold. I am going to send you a jar of Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. Listen, I'm not bragging, but the Hugs and Kisses supplement, a lot of supplements have this, a lot of supplements have that. I have combined lecithin and biotin. There is nothing at all that is better for your dog or cat's skin and coat than a combination of lecithin and biotin in just the right amount. As a matter of fact, if you were to go to a health food store or a dermatologist and say, listen, doc, what can I do to keep my... They would probably recommend lecithin and biotin. So we'll send you some of those Hugs and Kisses. And if there are fleas, again, dogs and cats with good, healthy skin are less apt to be attractive to fleas because fleas live on blood, which means they have to burrow in. If the skin isn't dry, they can't burrow in, and they move on. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Patricia, my friend Patricia in Reseda. Hey, Patricia, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Warren. This is what I do. Every Saturday I listen to you.
We're really going to be short on time. So
I'm just going to say.
I don't get there. It's hundreds of free tips and information. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Here's what I wrote. The chest snooze. One of the loveliest feelings in the world is when you're lying down relaxing, your cat climbs on top of your chest to join you in your nap. Your cat does this because they get enormous comfort from sleeping close to you. The warmth of your body and the movement of your breath makes them feel at ease. They also take comfort in your scent, enjoying the familiar environment of your body. This is a wonderful moment shared between cat and guardian. So I think it's the greatest thing in the world. But if you're wondering why cats sleep on your chest, and I have someone on YouTube saying, but then the cat starts to need a little bit. Sometimes the chest area, they kind of go back to stimulating the mother's milk by kneading on the mom's chest. So that could be part of it. But the reason they stay on your chest, it's a comfort zone, and that's why they do it.
You probably would guess where she is now.
She's probably on top of you, right?
I'm sitting down. So she is on my lap.
There you go. They're the greatest. Anyway,
I got it, Patricia. Good.
I got to move on, but I'm so glad you called and let me know. I know I'm not going to send you anything. I'm going to donate because I know I sent you something recently. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. Hey, Alex, don't I have to take a break? I guess I do. Let me take a break. When we come back, Kathy, Dave, Teresa, great time to call me. I do have an open line all of a sudden, which is pretty rare. And I do have some Lucy pet food and Hugs and Kisses and all kinds of great stuff to give away. Allergy aid, cranberry relief for your cats, scratch relief, anti-lick paw spray. So great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. What can I tell you about Lucy? to. Dog owner, and I'm using the owner because I'm reading an article. Dog owner says pet ate opioid-tainted human feces at the park. A California dog owner is warning other pet owners in the city of what happened to her dog. Pockets after she got sick from ingesting human waste tainted with marijuana and opioids at a park in San Francisco. Could happen right here in Los Angeles.
And I see them twice a day, and now I'm planning on moving. How can I move them over to where I'm going to live?
How far away are you moving from where you are?
Or maybe an hour. Well, I live in North Hollywood, and I'm moving to Palmdale.
Okay, here, a couple of different things. Number one, right off the bat, this is something I deal with. I have so many of my listeners around the world and around the country that have feral cats that they feed, and then sooner or later they move on for whatever reason, and what are they in the new home before they actually arrive? What I also recommend that you do is when you get to the new location, get on all fours, crawl around the house, and make sure that there's no escape routes for them. Pick a 3-day weekend or time when you have to spend with them. Also, in the litter boxes, instead of putting just litter, what I want you to do is take some of the dirt, get a bag full of the dirt and soil and grass from where they go right now, bring that to the new location with you, put that into the litter box, so even though they're inside, they got that outdoor litter box scent. Make sure there's plenty of ample things for them to do, cardboard boxes, paper bags, organic plants for them to grow. Now, here's the scenario. What we're trying to do here is take outdoor cats and convert them into indoor cats, which is much safer for them.
They won't be.
Go ahead.
But they're going to stay outside, though.
But you got to get them inside first. You can't just bring them to a new area, put them outside, and think they're going to stay there.
No, I know. I would keep them in the garage.
They keep them in there for a short period of time. Once they get used to it, then you can start letting them out for a little period of time. But follow the advice I gave you right off the bat. It's going to make a difference, and then we can make that transference later on.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you for being so
Oh
concerned. Thank you. Don't be.
I don't want to leave them.
No, of course, yeah. Bless you for taking care of them for 15 years. It's absolutely amazing. And my listeners have the biggest hearts in the world. But it's not an easy easy transition. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you for your cats. I'm going to send you some kitty lickies, and here's why. When you get them inside and you're making the move, give them some of the kitty lickies as a treat. They're going to love that. I've yet to find a cat that doesn't, and it make a little difference. But follow my advice. I'm going to send you some kitty lickies, and good luck at your new location. Again, thank you for taking care of those cats. That's a tough one. I mean, I transferred as many as 11 feral cats that had never been indoors from Staten Island, New York to Fort Lauderdale, Florida for a listener. Actually, it was an interesting story. She won the lottery because of the cats. She was out of cat food and had to go in a storm to buy some cat food. And while she was at the bodega, she bought a lottery ticket and won, I think it was $11 or $10 million, and bought a big home in Florida and had to move these cats. She actually built a cattery for them at the new home. So my listeners are absolutely the best. The phone number here, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break here. When we come back, we are definitely getting to Dave and Kathy and Paul and Julie. 866-870 KRLA. That is the way to get through. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. For a long time now, you've heard me talk about my friends at Nature Vet. And from that company, And we are back. I was just watching a documentary on John Denver last night. Big fan of his music. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Let's get right back to the phones. Let's go to Pico Rivera first and Kathy. Hey, Kathy, welcome to the show.
Hi. I have two older cats who are about 7, 8 years old, and we adopted a little kitten. He's now 10 months, and now my daughter found a little kitten under her hood, of all things, a couple nights ago in her engine. Thank God, she didn't kill it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is an important subject right off the bat. Let me just say, if it gets cool at night, if it's a rainy night, if it's cold at night, and you just pulled into your house, the engine is warm, the manifold is warm. It's very common for little critters to crawl up in there, whether it be a kitten, whether it be a squirrel, it doesn't make any difference. So I always tell people, when it's really cool at night and they pull their car into their driveway, bang on the hood, open it up if you can, and make sure there's no animals in it. So I'm so glad your daughter was able to find this kitten.
And it's adorable too. But the older cats are very grouchy. They're hissing and growling, and I smack them. I said, "Stop it!" But
whoa! What do you mean What do you mean you smack them? If they're already not getting along with the kitten, first of all, you should never touch an animal in terms of physical. You should never hit them, never swat them. That's number one. Never, ever be done. So let me ask you a question. You have the kitten, you bring the kitten in the house. The two cats that live there before the kitten arrived are a little upset with the arrival of the new kitten. So now you yell or swat or hit whatever you do to them, and the bottom line is, do you think that's going to make them like the new kitten more? Or do you think it's going to make them like the new kitten less? That's number one. For example, how would you feel if all of a sudden another woman moved into your house, started using your makeup, started using your bathroom, started using your, whatever. So in other words, I want you to understand it's not abnormal for cats that live in an environment when being introduced to a new cat to make sure that that introduction is done properly. What I would have done is I would have done some scent swapping. I would have taken the scent of the new kitten and let the other cats work with that, or at least get used to that smell for a couple of days. I would have introduced them one at a time. One person holding a cat, another person holding a kitten. I would have made sure that you brought a lot of new things into the home. Cardboard boxes, paper bags. Why? To distract them so they're not focused 100% on the new kitten. But let me tell you, and I don't get upset, and I'm not upset with you, Kat, but I want you to hear me out on this, Kathy. If your dog is doing something wrong, if your cat is doing something wrong, the one cardinal rule is you never use physical punishment. Physical punishment is not something to be used, because by what you've done right now is you've told the cats that have lived there their whole lives, you know what? You don't matter. This new cat comes in, and we're going to spend time with the new cat, and if you go near the new cat, I'm going to whack you. Never, ever, ever. I want you to make the introduction a positive thing, and the way to do that I write extensively on First Pet Psychology. And what you want to do at this point is make sure that every time they're together, it ends in a positive note. It's not too late to go back to the scent swapping. You can take the scent of the new kitten, let the other cats get used to that smell, take the smell of them, let the kitten get used to it, spend a few minutes holding one cat, another person holding the other cat, then you stop, put down a lot of new items in the house, and eventually, they may not be bosom buddies, but eventually they will accept each. 5752. Hey, Dave, Buena Park, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hi,
Dave. Warren. Sadie, my 90-pound blue nose pit bull, she's slightly overweight. She has a laryngeal paralysis. The vet thinks she damaged her left hind ACL.
Yeah, the ACL,
she's been limping around. Now, I can't afford the $450 for the X-rays. I tried. They gave her some Carpathen, which doesn't seem to be working. I tried the leg brace that won't stay on.
Dave, did the vet offer you an opportunity to make a payment deal?
No.
That's
no,
what he
didn't.
should. Listen, that's what he should have done. There's I forget, care something. Almost every veterinary office takes it. I would call the vet back and say, listen, doc, I can't afford that, but can we work out some type of payment plan? If he's refusing to work out a payment plan with you, that's his option. What I would do then is I would go online and I would Google low-cost veterinarians in your area and call around and speak to them. But I think that most veterinarians, especially he knows the dog, you've used him before, most veterinarians will be able to work out either some type of payment plan with you, or I'm trying to think, it's called Care Something, and that should be able to help you out as well.
And they said that because of her laryngeal paralysis.
Dave, but let me put you on hold in the meantime. I'm going to send you a product called ArthroSuit Gold. I've been using it for years. It's made by NatureVet. It's an amazing product, may be beneficial for you. And most of the vets I deal with, and most of the vets I know, will try to work out some type of payment plan with a client if they can't afford it. And I know it's called Care Something. Every veterinary, my vet actually comes to the house, so I'm pretty lucky that way. But if you go to, I forget what it's called, Care Something. They have them right on at the counters at most vet offices. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. You guys are absolutely amazing. My listeners, this lady's taking these 15-year-old cats and moving them to another location. We got Dave with his pity. Would be willing to do surgery if he could afford it, if the surgery would help. You guys are absolutely amazing. That's why I continue to do the show. People say, Warren, you've been doing the show for 43 years. You're going to continue? Yeah, I'm going to be doing the show for another 43 years. Sorry about that, guys, but you're going to have to listen to me for another 43 years. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. So here's the deal. The truth is that dogs are opportunists. They behave ways that bring something rewarding to them or remove them from some unpleasant situation. Yes, they are. Dogs are opportunists. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That number, 866-870-KRLA. Something I was talking about this week, I was talking to someone with a dog dominance, and they were getting all this advice from trainers and behaviorists that this is what you do, this is what you do. And I said, listen, the best thing that you can do if you have a dog that's being dominant is change your behavior. To successfully transform your dominant dog, you need to change yourself and the way you are currently doing things. So many people think that if you have a dominant dog, you got to be more dominant. The more dominant you are, the more dominant the dog becomes. Who wants a type of dog that's afraid of you? So if you want to work with a dominant dog and make them feel better, you need to change your behavior as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Northridge and Paul. Hey, Paul, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. Nice to talk to you again. This is Paul and Simone, the kitty licky kitty. How are you today?
I could not be better, Paul. Welcome back to the show.
So before I ask you my question, I just have to tell you, I had a black lab mix named Samantha that lived for 16 and a half years, and she had laryngeal paralysis. And at 14 years of age, I went into credit card debt and debt with my specialty vet access to get her the laryngeal tieback surgery, which saved her life, gave her 2 extra years of quality life, and I would have donated a kidney to save her life. I love that dog.
Paul, I love, but I understand. You're absolutely right, and I think most of my listeners would agree with you. That's why I always say, listen, before you make a decision, get that second opinion.
So Simone likes to watch me eat on my table, even when she's completely disinterested in anything that I'm eating. Why does she like to watch me eat?
One of the reasons is that instinctively dogs are group eaters. They like to eat. They don't like to eat by themselves, although they do. My 2 guys, Molly and Willie, they don't like to eat by themselves. If I put down the food and Molly's in another room, Willie won't eat till Molly comes in. So, and also even when I'm sitting down and eating, they're kind of watching me the same way. It's kind of a wire. It's kind of like them saying, "Hey, what about me?" Even though they might be full, even though they can't stand what you have there. It's still kind of like that attention thing. Because when you're eating and she's staring at you, what do you do?
By the way, do you know how Simone knows when she's about to get her breakfast?
How does she know?
She sees me going for the 4-in-1 hugs and kisses pre-probiotic vitamin mineral supplement, and she knows it's mealtime.
God, they are so smart, Paul. They really are. But a lot of dogs and a lot of cats for that matter, but a lot of dogs, they're family eaters. It's kind of they want to eat with someone, so that's why they look at you. Nothing. It's just normal behavior. Just normal behavior. Look. When next time she's eating, sit next to her and stare at her.
Well, she has the cutest strut. When I'm bringing her food, I say, Simone, come on, let's go. And I bring the bowl to her spot. She has the cutest strut to just strut to the food. It's like the cutest thing ever.
I was joking about this last week. Let me repeat it again. My lovely wife, Denise, and I were driving along. You know how some guys, they look at pretty women walking down the street and whatever. She says, Warren, I'm so lucky to be married to you. And I said, why? She said, I've never seen you look. All you look at is dogs walking down the street. If someone, she could be a beautiful model. I'm looking at the dog. Look at the. I said, Denise, look at the butt on that dog. Will you look on the butt of that schnauzer? What in a... I mean, sometimes she says, Warren, maybe you need a little help or a lot of help. But that's every dog that I know that, and somehow they know me. I could be in a car and they'll look at me. There's something about me. I'm Jewish, and my name in Yiddish means wolf, and so maybe that goes back to something I did as with my. Wolfman, when my grandparents all came from Romania. Actually, my grandmother grew up less than a mile away from Transylvania, so that ought to tell you a lot about Warren right off the bat. Anyway, Paul, I'm going to donate a gift. I know you called before. I'm going to give Simone a hug because I'm going to donate your gift to someone, some humane or rescue organization. I appreciate the phone call. Let's see what we got here. Let me go quickly to Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, Warren. Let me take you off the speaker first of all. There we go. Happy Saturday.
Oh, thank you.
I tend to get very nervous every time I talk over. When I come out on the radio, I
don't be nervous. It's just me and you.
So I have a little girl who's 2 years old. She'll be Luna. That's her name. And she'll be 3 in August. So I'm one of those people that like to talk so much about my little girl versus my own family. So on my desk, I have picture frames of her. And even one time my classmate said, oh, my God, Jennifer, every time you talk about Luna, your eyes sparkle. She says, I can tell you're in love with her. And I said, yes, I am. I adore her with all my heart. I love her so much.
Some people don't realize the I don't know what is it, an addiction? Some people don't realize.
I can't hear you that well. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me see.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just saying some people, including myself, just I love you guys, but just give me more pets. That's all. Just give me more animals. In other words,
Right?
I've never been lied to by a dog or cat. I've never been cheated on by a dog or cat. I've never had a dog or cat buy me a drink and call me an SOB when I left. I've never had a dog or cat borrow $10 and not pay me back. I'd rather be with the dogs and cats. That's just me.
Yes. Thank you. And that's exactly what, and I don't even know where to begin, Warren, but once, like about a month ago, I went hiking with Luna, and I caught this man telling his dog, shut up, shut up. And I got so furious, and I went up to the man and I said, excuse me, you don't have to say shut up to your dog. You can just simply say be quiet. And he apologized. I really thought he was going to give me the finger and say, you know what, lady, mind your freaking business.
Yeah.
But you know what? He was a very mature man, and he did say my apologies. And I said, yeah, just simply say be quiet. You don't have to say shut up like that, the way you're saying it.
You know what? I'm going to tell the story, but I want to send you something first. You know what? What can I send you? Want a copy of the book? What do you want? You tell me.
No, I have your book. I have everything already, Warren. I just want you to maybe just donate to some shelter.
I will. I will do that. Yeah. I got to move on. I want to tell you guys a real quick story. Yesterday, the lovely Denise took me to lunch at El Coyote, that Mexican restaurant, El Coyote. I don't know. I guess it's on. I still don't know California. I guess it's on La Brea, whatever street it's on. Went to El Coyote, and there was a guy sitting behind us, a really loud, abusive guy. His phone was ringing, and he had a beautiful Bedlington Terrier. If you don't know what a Bedlington Terrier looks like, a little lamb. And the guy's yelling at the dog, well, I don't know why you're doing this. Hey, shut, be quiet, not go sit here, go lay down, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say anything right at front because he wasn't really being abusive, just being loud with the dog. Then finally, after 10 minutes, the moron got up, took the dog outside, walked the dog, came back in. Obviously, the dog had to pee and poop, was the perfect dog for the next half hour. So I just don't understand why people have to get angry rather than try to figure out why a dog or cat is doing something, why they get angry. Got to take a quick break, then I got back to your phone calls. 866-870-KRLA. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. Here's the deal. I don't want to take another call because I don't want to rush anybody. So, Teresa, Jennifer, if you want to give me a call, You all know by now I start my international show, the same type of show. I give away the same prizes for Radio America, Armed Forces Radio. Starts at 1 o'clock. Write this number down. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. As I said, same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. Write this number down, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Start calling that number at 1 o'clock. I'll answer your questions there. I just want to spend a couple of minutes on the podcast again that went up this week. And the reason I'm doing this is because I did share a lot of information. I shared information about working with dogs on the Berlin Wall. I shared information about training dogs in Africa. I shared information about training really advanced dogs in Germany and Belgium and Holland. I talked about my experiences overseas. And Michael, go directly to Michael's podcast. It's Inside of You Podcast, insideofyoupodcast.com. I think it will give you a whole new perspective on who you've been listening to for the last 43 years. I've never talked about a lot of the things that I was involved with, such as times I felt like I had to jump off literally stuff that'll make you say, wow, I never knew that about Warren. So check it out, insideofyoupodcast.com, or go to my website, thepetshow.com. Right now, if you have a question or comment, write this number down. Call it starting in a minute, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a special one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you. Thank you for listening to The Pet Show.